recognize the member for Sherwood Park.
Mr. Speaker, just wanted to make sure no one else wanted a chance to get up and speak on Bill 4. All right, thank you very much. Mr. Speaker, I sometimes reflect on this government and decisions they make. I'm going to go back in history to the time when they were children, and they must have got a lot of gold stars anytime they were asked by their mom to move the furniture around the living room. It was getting a little worn out. Maybe you needed some investment, but then they moved the furniture around, and Mom said, "Good job." And they've carried that all the way into government, where we get gold stars for taking the health ministries, reshuffling that into 4 health ministries. Now, did that make that? Did they fund more health care? No, they did not. Did they make health care better? No, they did not. But they moved into the 4. Good pat on the back for doing that. Then we look at license plates. License plates do an okay job. Let's recreate new license plates, new brand on the license plates. Gold star, pat on the back. I feel good about that. I know I'm doing good service to Albertans. Police officers, new uniforms. That'll make things safer in Alberta, so let's get to work on that, because that's what I get the positive feedback from when I put new uniforms on, when I create new license plates, when I create 4 health ministries.
Deck chairs.
Deck chairs on the Titanic is the expression that's come up. But today, Mr. Speaker, I rise to speak on Bill 4, the Public Safety and Emergency Services Statutes Amendment Act 2025, number 2. A bill that on the surface claims to bring clarity and coordination, but in practice raises serious concerns about priorities, oversight, and the direction this government is taking with public safety in Alberta. And I want to frame this discussion from the grounded, local perspective, from the people of Sherwood Park and Strathcona County, who know a thing or two about working across jurisdictions, building trust, and delivering real community safety. Because Strathcona County has one of the most collaborative, well-functioning policing enforcement ecosystems in the province. We have the RCMP, we have municipal enforcement, we have community peace officers, and they work together every single day in a model that prioritizes practicality, communication, and the safety of families and businesses. The people of Strathcona County don't want ideological experiments. They want what works. And Bill 4, unfortunately, moves us in a direction that creates uncertainty, downloads responsibility without resources, and chips away at a system already delivering results for Albertans. Public safety starts with strengthening what works, not replacing it. Mr. Speaker, the government has continued to signal an interest in a provincial police force, circling the issue again and again without ever giving Albertans a straight answer. As we heard, this is bill number 2 on this. And Albertans have been clear. They don't want a provincial police force. It was clear on the doors in 2023. As soon as the Premier said, we're not talking about a provincial police force, people's attitude changed towards the UCP. But now that they're in government, it's back on the table over and over again. Municipalities don't want it. Rural counties don't want it. Indigenous communities don't want it. Strathcona County absolutely does not want it. Why? Because the cost is enormous. The disruption is risky, and it would force us to rearrange the resources we already rely on just to chase a political project nobody asked for. Expected costs of a provincial police force, even the government's own commissioned studies, show staggering numbers. The Price Waterhouse Coopers report estimated transition between $366 million and $1.2 billion, depending on the model. When the government talks about relative priorities, and we say, could you direct more resources towards education in this province? There's no more money. We cannot. And yet they want to talk about something that might cost up to $1.2 billion. Annual operating costs were estimated by the same study at $734 million per year, compared to the RCMP model, which costs approximately $500 million after federal contributions. They want to give up federal money. Municipalities warn that they would be forced to take on additional taxation just to maintain existing service levels during the transition. There is a lot of chatter in this House from the members of Grand Prairie. The experiment is costing the provincial taxpayers money to transition their police force. And they want to spread that cost writ large across this province. And the people of Strathcona County have said very clearly they do not want this. They are not interested. Their numbers are optimistic, the ones that are draining the coffers of so much money potentially. And they're optimistic. It could be far worse. Every independent analysis from municipalities, from policing experts, from the rural municipalities of Alberta, and from the Alberta Municipalities Association all warn the same thing. A provincial police force will cost Albertans more and deliver less. Mr. Speaker, when the Alberta New Democrats talk about responsible public safety, we mean putting money into the people and systems that already exist. Keep Albertans safe, but not put us into a billion-dollar structural overhaul that nobody needs. Bill 4 is looking at a download of responsibilities. It makes a series of amendments across several public safety statutes, but the pattern is clear. More costs for municipalities, Indigenous communities, and policing partners without the necessary funding or staffing to make it work. Strathcona County is an excellent example of what happens when the province works with municipalities. Our RCMP detachment collaborates closely with Sheriff Highway Patrol, community peace officers, and specialized enforcement units. It is an integrated, well-coordinated, and efficient system. But that system depends on stable roles, stable funding, and clear mandates. Bill 4 is introducing ambiguity. It opens the door to shifting priorities, and it foreshadows a future where the province expects local governments to pick up the slack created by provincial restructuring. This is the opposite of what community safety needs. Commercial vehicle enforcement, a critically overlooked responsibility. Now, Mr. Speaker, one of the clearest examples of misplaced priorities in this government's public safety agenda is the under-resourcing of commercial vehicle inspections in Alberta. It's not a flashy topic, but it's one of the most essential public safety functions we have. The people who ensure that transport trucks are safe, the cargo is secured, and brakes aren't failing on our highways, those people are Sheriff Highway Patrol officers working under the Solicitor General. And the facts matter here. Commercial vehicle inspection data. In 2022, Alberta completed more than 27,000 commercial carrier inspections, just a sample of the commercial vehicles on the road in Alberta. Of those inspections, 22% resulted in out-of-service orders, meaning those trucks were not safe to be on the road. Brake defects, steering failures, unsecured loads. These are the types of issues caught through routine, well-staffed inspection programs. And according to Transportation Economic Corridors data, fatal collisions involving heavy commercial vehicles have increased in recent years, highlighting the importance of consistent enforcement. Every expert in highway safety says the same thing: expanding commercial vehicle inspections saves lives. But that requires people, actual boots on the ground, doing the work. Instead of funding more inspection officers, increasing training opportunities, and giving sheriffs the operational stability they need, this government keeps diverting attention and resources to the idea of building a provincial police force. Mr. Speaker, this is what happens when the government gets distracted by an unnecessary, politically motivated policing experiment. Other critical public safety roles fall behind with indecision paralysis created by a UCP government that is creating a constant state of uncertainty in our province. When sheriffs are pulled into duties they were never designed to handle, or when funding is frozen because the province is trying to shuffle money toward a hypothetical police transition, fewer unsafe trucks get inspected. That means more risk for families driving beside those trucks on Anthony Handay, on Highway 16, on Highway 21 around Sherwood Park. A better use of government resources and a more responsible public safety strategy would be to support sheriffs to do the job they are trained to do, which includes commercial carrier enforcement, check stops, motor vehicle safety, high visibility traffic operations, joint operations with RCMP detachments. This is not complicated. It's a simple matter of focusing on priorities. It is a simple matter of focusing on Albertans' priorities. Strathcona County's collaborative model should be the blueprint, not the exception. The government keeps pointing to public safety as its top concern. Well, if the government wants a model of what actually works, they should look at Strathcona County, because in Strathcona County, RCMP and enforcement services share information seamlessly. Peace officers have defined authorities and work within clear scopes. Joint tasks happening daily, not just during crisis. The community sees one integrated public safety system, not competing agencies, and the municipality has invested heavily in prevention, traffic safety, school liaison programs, victim services, and specialized enforcement, all because the RCMP partnership is stable, reliable, and predictable. Why would we ever jeopardize that? Why destabilize a system that is already working for families, seniors, farmers, and local businesses? Bill 4 does not strengthen that model. Bill 4 introduces uncertainty, and it does so at a time when Albertans need stability. The New Democrat vision for safe communities through real investment, Mr. Speaker, we believe public safety is built on evidence-based policy, stable funding for frontline services, well-supported police and sheriff partners, strong relationships with municipalities, and prevention, not just reaction. Instead of chasing a $1 billion provincial police force, we believe in funding RCMP detachments properly, supporting Sheriff Highway Patrol to increase commercial vehicle inspections, supporting municipalities in community-based policing, investing in mental health response partnerships, and strengthening the Alberta 911 system, not downloading more responsibilities without support. Alberta doesn't need a new police force. Alberta needs the systems we already have to be properly resourced. Mr. Speaker, Albertans are tired of political experiments, tired of uncertainty, and tired of the province drifting from one policing idea to another without listening to the people on the ground, without listening to the people in the communities like Sherwood Park. Strathcona County knows what effective public safety looks like. Frontline workers know, municipal leaders know, and Albertans certainly know. Let's put our focus back where it belongs, on supporting the RCMP and local enforcement, on supporting Sheriff Highway Patrol and commercial vehicle safety, on stability, not upheaval, and on building a safer, stronger Alberta through real partnerships, not political theatre. Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
Yeah.